it's Sam. So this is my first official video filming in this room. This is my new makeup filming room, and then I have a try-on filming room. So I have two different spaces, but this is my makeup one. So this is like my sit-down desk with my ring light and where I can do all my makeup with all of my stuff. I really like it. I think it turned out really pretty. It's just super simple, just a dresser and the creamy cream walls. It is a super rainy day today, so I am using my ring light because I have no natural light at the moment. But today we are going to be doing the Juno Sponge Challenge. This is a challenge where you only use the JUNO&Co Velvet Sponge. This is only $6, guys. I do have a coupon code for you guys. It is XOSAM. That will save you 10% off, which means you will get this sponge for $5.40. If you're looking for a more natural airbrushed foundation finish, the JUNO Microfiber Velvet Sponge is your go-to. Made with velvet soft microfiber bristles and a slanted edge for controlled stippling, the JUNO Microfiber Velvet Sponge provides buildable coverage fast. It's got hydrophilic polyurethane antimicrobial microfiber, and that's all it is. This sponge has quickly become my new favorite sponge. I've been using it now for the past couple of weeks, and I use it every single time I apply my makeup. I use it for my foundation, my concealer, as well as my bake, and it is so good. The reason I love it so much is because it is because of that microfiber kind of velvet texture. It doesn't absorb all of your foundation, so you don't have to use as much foundation as I normally do. So it saves you, I believe, money. You use so much less product. The sponge is $6. Use my coupon code, you'll get 10% off. And basically it's just a beautiful full coverage, super big bouncy sponge that applies your foundation beautifully, and it's so airbrushed, so smooth. It kind of like fills in the pores. I don't know what it does, but it is amazing, and it's so cheap. You guys definitely need to try it. It is such a good sponge. I just can't even tell you enough. But today I'm gonna be doing something I have never done with it, and I'm gonna be doing my entire face using the sponge. My eyeshadow, my lips, my foundation, my concealer, my powders, my blush, my bronzer, everything is going to be used with the sponge. So this is a challenge that you can do as well. Go ahead and leave all the details in the description box. If you use the hashtag Juno Sponge Challenge and do a full face using this sponge only, you can enter a giveaway / contest and win up to $10,000 worth of prizes. It's kind of a fun challenge. I mean, it's really interesting because I was very pleasantly surprised how well I did. This is the look that I ended up coming up with using only this sponge, and I feel like it turned out so good. Like, I was not expecting it to look this good. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with this baby. Both of the sponges that I used are wet, so I went and washed them and then squeezed them out, and then they kind of like have that dampness to them, but you can see like how big it is. This is a really big sponge. You have this flat side here, which is completely flat. Then you have this kind of curved kind of egg shape, and then you have another flat side here. So you have a couple of different edges, and then I love that you have this little point because you can really get into the crevices super well. But yes, let's go ahead and get started onto this Juno Sponge Challenge. Hopefully you guys will find this helpful or amusing. Check that description box. I'll leave the coupon code, the link to this sponge, as well as the link to the giveaway / contest so that you guys know all of the information. I'll also include all the rules as well if you do want to do the Juno Sponge Challenge, so that you know exactly what you need to do so that you can possibly win one of those 3 prizes. It's up to $10,000, up to $5,000, and up to $1,000 in prizes. Huge thank you to JUNO&Co for sponsoring this video. This was a super fun challenge. So let's get started, guys. Enjoy. Okay, so I have my moisturizer on, all my serums. I'm good to go as far as skincare goes. So the very first thing I'm gonna take is my regular foundation. I'm just gonna try and attempt to do everything the same that I usually do, just using the sponge. So I usually always use dry products as far as everything other than my foundation. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I am a little bit nervous. I have no idea. I haven't even practiced this, so it's not like I have any idea how this is gonna turn out, but I'm gonna take the Estee Lauder Double Wear and the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation and mix that together. I'm currently in 2N2. It is raining its booty off, and there's literally no light outside, so I'm having to use my ring light today. And I feel like this might be an actual like regular thing now, because ever since we've gotten here, it's rained. And normally, you guys know, my last window was like so huge and so bright because it was always sunny, and so I was always being blinded by the sun. And now I have the exact opposite problem where I literally have no light. Plus where this window is, there's a covered porch over the front, so that makes it even darker. So there's no light and it's raining and there's a covered porch. Okay, so I have actually been using this sponge every day since I've gotten it for my everyday foundation and concealer and baking. Also, if you hear little noises, Lily is in here. She's playing with the Christmas ornaments. They are not starting their school until next week, and Jay is at work. She's just hanging out with me. Phoenix is doing some...
Yeah, he's racing.
Oh, Phoenix is racing on a car game. And so Lilybug is just hanging out with me. Usually when they're separated, they're quieter. So if you hear little noises, it's going to be a lot quieter than them arguing. Because it has that velvet texture all around it, it doesn't absorb your foundation quite as much as a regular sponge that isn't got the velvet kind of like overlay. So you don't use nearly as much product. And I also find that you can get a way fuller coverage with this sponge. It just puts down like so much product. It really just gives you such a nice full coverage finish, and it's almost like airbrushed. I don't know what it is about the velvet, but it just like, it's like it buffs it in, or not buffs it, but it like just fluffs it into your pores, especially around here because it's this little point. You can get in so good to like all the crevices underneath your eyes. Look, I still have all this foundation left and I didn't even use that much. So you don't need a whole lot of foundation. The next thing I'm gonna do is take my concealer. This is the Milk Makeup Concealer. Now I think technically I should be applying this to the sponge because I don't wanna like cheat. And technically this would be using like an applicator. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it to the corner, and then just blend that out. And I have been using this sponge for my concealer as well, and it is just so amazing. I just love this sponge so much. As you can see, because you can kind of like really get in there with that little pointy part, it just makes the under eye so nice for concealer. I don't normally use a sponge underneath my eyes to do my powder, so this is where it's going to be a little different for me. I'm going to take my NARS Translucent Setting Powder. I'm just going to press this underneath. It actually looks really smooth and like super airbrushed. And then normally I would do all of this with a brush, but today we're just going to go ahead. I just feel like it feels so much drier when you do it with a sponge. It does look great. I mean, it's going on really smooth and like really kind of like face tuned. I mean, you're basically just pushing in that product to your skin, so I could see why it would look smoother than when you're brushing it on. This actually looks way smoother than usual. How funny. This is where I usually would do my white powder, and that's why I'm just doing my exact routine like I usually do, because I really do want to see what it would do like with the products that I use on a daily basis versus like, you know, if I could do cream products and it wouldn't, I don't feel like it would give the true test. Now I'm going to take my Ben Nye Super White. Okay, I might just have to let that sit for a minute and then try and like brush it off, because that's really pigmented now and I don't normally put this much. I'm either going to be ridiculously white under here or it's going to be great. I can't decide which one it's going to be just yet. I go into my regular powder, which is my Giorgio Armani. Now I'm just going to go ahead and dip my sponge into this and then just pat that onto the rest of my face. And this is normally something that I would do with a brush. But there's nothing, I mean, people put powder on with a cream sponge that comes with these things anyway, so that's not like a big deal. And this is going on really nicely. Okay, my face looks really smooth, like super duper airbrush. This is where I'm nervous because now I have no idea what this is gonna look like and if it's gonna blend out. So I'm gonna take my Beauty Counter bronzer in Dune, and I'm still gonna use that pointy side, I think. And I'm basically just going to start kind of just bouncing it on the outer part of my face. Oh, it's doing, oh my god, that actually looks really smooth. That actually looks really good, guys. I was really nervous for the bronzer, but it's actually doing really, really well. I feel like it actually is almost like going on nicer. It's definitely more pigmented, that's for sure. So you definitely want to be careful if it is a darker one. I'm going to take the other side and just kind of like softly kind of take some of that color off because my forehead got a little excited. I might just have to put some powder up there in a minute. Sculpt out my jaw a little bit with it. I'm just going to kind of like bring that down the neck. Again, it's like everything you do is just a little bit more pigmented than what you would normally do. So you just have to like be a little bit extra soft. I don't normally do my nose super precisely. I just kind of like do it with a brush. I'm not one of those people that like super contours it out. Oh, I totally just tried to do a little button and I got way too low. That's okay, we can just kind of soften that with the other side. And then once I put highlighter, I think it'll be okay. Now we're gonna do blush. I'm taking my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 3. I'm pretty sure they're coming out with a new one of these, which is exciting because I love this blush in here. So I'm just gonna bounce that. Oh god, that was a lot came off. We just have to be careful. Okay, that actually turned out really nice. Kind of good that I'm taking it up a little higher because then it's going to take some of that white eye away because that was like super bright under there. Okay, I think I need to clean up the bottom part of my face just a little bit. I do have a clean one here that I'm going to use. This is also damp and I'm just going to go ahead and clean up just any little lines that I may have gone a little over. If it's just looking a little messy. I feel like it's back to the good old days when I used to film and I'd have like Phoenix in his swing next to me when he was a baby, or like Lily in her swing. It's so weird like filming with the kids home. Like I haven't done it in so long because they're always in school usually when I film, or Jay takes them places for me. So I was like super stressed last night, like how am I gonna do this? I have to film this week and they're gonna be not in school because they don't start till next week because the time change. I'm like giving them a minute to adjust because we're 3 hours ahead here. So, and our new school starts so early. So I was like, okay, we need to just like give them like a full week and then I'll start them next week. But I was like getting all stressed out and like, she's being so good right now. So give them some little ornaments to play with and they're happy. So now I'm gonna go ahead and use my other one, the first one that we were using. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of this and I'm just gonna kind of like put it in my crease for now, just to kind of like wipe off some of the extra color. So we're gonna do highlight next. Okay, now we're gonna go on to highlight, which I'm interested to see how this is gonna work. So again, I'm just going to use the corner that I have been using. This is the Senna Cosmetics Divine Shine in Golden Hour. I'm going to take this lighter color over here and I'm just going to basically just pick up some of that. And we're just going to bounce that. Oh wow, that's actually looking really nice. So far this is surprising me. I did not think that everything was going to go on as good. I thought the blushes and powders were just going to go on, like the bronzer was going to go on horrendously. I think I've gotten a little excited over there. It's not quite as beaming as it is with a brush, but it's looking very like airbrushed and kind of like a natural glow. Do I have a glow? Yeah, there we go. You can see that. It's subtle, it's very subtle. It's not like the normal like beaming highlight. So I'm just gonna add that to the tip and down the little bridge. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of like take the cleaner part and I'm just gonna kind of like soften everything around here. That's added a really pretty little glow. And then I'm also gonna do a little bit underneath. Now I don't even have enough brows for this to like fit onto the brow. And I don't even have a product right now because all of my makeup is packed up other than like a pen. So at this point, I think I'm just gonna cheat with my eyebrows. Is that allowed? Am I a bad person for doing that? I don't think that that would even be possible. And I would really like this to look like a good look. Like I don't wanna just ruin it with the brows. So I'm gonna be a cheater. Sorry, I just can't. I don't wanna jack up this whole look. Like I have to go places today. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do my brow bone highlight. So again, I'm gonna take this highlighter. This is what I always use for my brow bone highlight anyway. And I'm gonna very gently just pop that. Oh, I didn't get quite close enough. I really don't know if I got that in there right. But the brow bone is going good. So now I gotta do the eyeshadow. Oh, I'm nervous. So let's see here. I think what I'm gonna do, I have some shimmery colors from this Carroty Picante palette. The very first one I am gonna do is a matte, and I'm gonna take this Bobby, is it Bobby or Booby? Bobby right there. And I'm just gonna kind of grab that, and I am just gonna kind of try and carve out my crease just a little bit. I got a little bit of a situation over here. I gotta clean that up a little bit. Did you see that? I had a little mess up. Okay, we're good. So far we're good. I'm also gonna take that one underneath. That was really low down. Just gonna kind of clean that up a little bit. Now I'm gonna darken it just a little bit with Harvest right here and a little bit of Bittersweet, which is down here. And I'm just gonna kind of pop that on the lid. Here I said I was gonna do shimmery, and I'm grabbing all the mattes. Oh, do you see how I'm getting it down here? I need to pinch this better. Okay, it's okay. We're gonna make it work. She's just singing, I am a tiny squirrel. Oh God, this one's gotten a bit mangled.
What?
My eye. It's like all the way over my eyes. Okay, I think we're just gonna have to like, I think it's good if you have two, because then you can clean up with one. And then you can use the other one to put the product down. Now I think I'm gonna go into Haley, which is like a shimmery color right here. And I'm just gonna pop that into, I think I need to dampen it. I'm gonna go back in between Fuego and Haley. And then it is damp now. I'm basically just kind of like stamping it on there. Oh, that's pretty. Nice thing with shimmery colors is it kind of like hides any mistakes as well. It's definitely a bit messy over here for sure. And I'm pretty sure all of my highlight is officially gone. So now I'm gonna take the cleaner of the two and I'm just gonna squidge it and just make it into a little tiny point into a nice white shadow. And I'm just gonna pop that right into the inner corner and just hope for the best. It's really hard to get in there. I think I need to wet it a little bit. It's just like not seeming to stick. This is a struggle, especially when you're trying to like make it look like nice so that if you have to leave the house, you don't look like a weirdo mom. Let's try it now that it's wet. Oh God, I'm nervous. Oh, that was worse. It looks like I have wings, like I'm a butterfly. Okay, so now I am gonna spray my face. Oh God, am I out of this? Oh, fiddle, it's just getting blobs on me. I'm totally, oh, I've got my bake on as well. What's wrong with me? I'm just gonna go ahead and like wipe off or just blend in this bake. Okay, I'm gonna try and get my sponge wet and go back into that highlight and see if this works now. Because I just feel like I have no highlight whatsoever. I think I'm gonna try a different one from Makeup Revolution and see if this one's gonna be better. I'm gonna go in with this pink one right here and just see if we can build this up just a little bit. Oh god, now that's a lot. Well, it's a little odd, especially underneath the eyes, but maybe we can fix it with a little bit of powder. I feel like I'm just gonna have like 8 million layers of powder and highlighter on my face here. Okay, I think I'm just gonna stop while I'm ahead before I mess it up even worse. The eyeshadow is not blended out great. I think it can be saved once we do a little bit of mascara. Now obviously I have no idea how I would be applying mascara with a sponge. I'm just gonna go ahead and just use my regular mascara. I think when all else fails, you can just save it with mascara and hide the little boo-boos. I feel like my blush all got taken away, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of blush here. And then maybe that'll help kind of calm down that highlight as well. I think I'm just gonna have to go ahead and like put the lipstick onto the sponge. Buxom. This is in the color Scandalous. And I'm trying to decide, maybe if I just rub it on to the bottom of the sponge here. God, this is not gonna like outline my lips like I like it. I'm just gonna take some lipstick now. This is from CoverGirl. It's called Honeyed Bloom. And I'm just gonna so this is kind of a struggle because the sponge is much bigger than my lips are. Okay, I think we did a decent job. I mean, the line's not super crisp, but it could be worse. And then I'm just gonna take a gloss and I'm just gonna add a little bit of that over the top and just kind of add a little bit of shine to that. I think it works, guys. I think we did it. I think the eyes are a little insane up here where I tried to get the inner corner highlight because it goes like all the way up to my brow. And I feel like this could have come out deeper over here. Like my eyes look super round today, especially this side. I feel like I need to fix that. But then I feel like I'm gonna mess it all up. So I'm just gonna keep it how it is and just be happy with what I have. I think I've got some blush over here though. I'm not really sure what's going on in this section. Okay, but overall, guys, the skin looks so smooth and so airbrushed. So everything went on really well. Like the foundation, the concealer, the powders, the bronzer, the blush went on amazingly. Then I feel like the eyeshadow was decent. Like I think the kind of just like adding a little color to it was good, but when I started to get tricky and go darker and like that was a little hard. The shimmery color applied really nicely to like the middle lid, so I think that was okay. I feel like the highlight for some reason just didn't do as well as I would have hoped. I think we pulled it together at the end, like now it looks fine, but for some reason it just wasn't picking up what I wanted. It just wasn't putting it down how I wanted it to, so that was a little bit off. The lips actually turned out pretty good. I mean, for not doing a lip liner, I got it all over my teeth. For not doing a lip liner first, I feel like, oh, it's like everywhere. I feel like I got the shape down pretty decently. It could be worse, right? I mean, it's a little awkward in the corners here, but I think that it's okay. The nose highlight turned out really good. The contouring was actually like, I think better than with a brush. It looks really pretty. I might just use that to contour more often because like honestly it looks so good. It's a little dark around the hairline, just around here, but like it looks super airbrushed. Skin just looks so nice. Like honestly, I feel like the powders should always be applied with that sponge because it's just like flawless, like face tuned, but not. Overall, I'd say this was more successful than I had planned. I thought this was gonna be an epic fail. I thought everything was just gonna be disastrous. And I feel like, I mean, I would go out like this. The eyes are a little bit, you know, but I feel like I could just touch those up a little bit with a brush and like fix it, especially like over here in this corner, and I would be fine. Even if I had to leave like this, I wouldn't be completely like, oh, devastated. Like, I feel like I look okay. I'd say this was a success. You guys should try it. It's quite, I mean, it's really interesting because it's quite surprising how well you do compared to what you think you're gonna do. I thought this was gonna be just an epic fail, and I feel like it's actually really a pretty, it turned out to be a pretty makeup look. I challenge you guys to try it as well. You might surprise yourself, and then you can win some awesome prizes. So be sure to grab a sponge, do the challenge, and you can win up to $10,000 worth of prizes. So there's gonna be 3 winners. The first winner will win up to $10,000 worth of prizes. The second winner will win up to $5,000 worth of prizes, and the third winner will win up to $1,000 worth of prizes. So this is a really, really fun thing to do, guys. Challenge yourself, try it out. You might be very pleasantly surprised like I was, and then you have a chance to win some money as well. Just make sure that you use hashtag Juno Sponge Challenge when you are participating, and hopefully you'll be a huge winner. So you're gonna create a full look using only the JUNO Microfiber Sponge. You're gonna use hashtag Juno Sponge Challenge on Instagram. Then you're gonna tag 2 friends. And then third, you have to like and follow juno&co on their Instagram as well as on their Facebook. And then boom, you have entered. So you guys have to check out these sponges. They are so good. Like I said, I have been using this one every day for my foundation for about 2 weeks. Okay guys, so there you go. I will leave the links to the giveaway contest down below, as well as my coupon code, as well as a link to this sponge so that you guys can go and check it out for yourselves. Make sure that you get them wet, like wash them before and get them wet, and then they get big and fluffy, and then they just put your foundation on so well. But yes, there is the finished look of the Juno Sponge Challenge. Really impressed. Hopefully you guys found this amusing, helpful, and you liked it. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.